Like they have the original series, the Mega Man X series. They have the I'm not sure what the other name was. The Mega Man 64 game. I love that one. I would love to see a sequel, and I was disappointed that there's been whispers of a. It was Mega Man Legends, actually. I now remember. The third one in that series, I'd love to see it come to fruition. And
I mean, that's a series that's a series that hasn't. I don't know. There should be more games, in a sense, out for it. But Capcom has been kind of a douche about it. And the other issue about them, what was it about them not wanting to release? What was it like Mega Man? Was it like a remake or something of Mega Man 7, or I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
People were wanting to clamor for it. I mean, they were willing to put up a Kickstarter for it and things like that, and just Capcom dropped the whole thing.
Yeah, it was a pretty strange. And the thing is, like, there are people who are obviously clamoring for it. It's not one of those things where the series went too far and they pumped out too many sequels to the point where no one cared. They got good sales from the Mega Man 9 and 10 releases, and a pretty good press coverage as well. So I don't understand why just not really not paying attention to it and then just not deciding to continue the series would be to their benefit. It just I would love for them to continue more to continue more Mega Man games, just because I think that's a series that's been done very, very well.
Yeah, I think it's still open. If Capcom ever reaches the point of like THQ, they'll put that out, or Square Enix at a point they'll bring it out.
Yeah. I mean, one can only hope.
Yeah, so we should wish the downright wish bankruptcy on Capcom, so they can hopefully release a new Mega Man game that will keep them in business.
Yeah, I don't wish there's a lot of there are a lot of there's a lot of companies going under these days, so I don't really wish that upon them, but I'm not wishing that upon them just because they don't seem to be able to handle their series too well these days. And like the best thing that they've ever done recently that I can really think of has been Dead Rising, and then that was taken over by I think Blue Moon Studios for Dead Rising 2, and just it doesn't seem like they're doing anything except for sitting on their sort of throne of the games that they've made on the past and not really looking forward to the future.
Yeah, like Resident Evil and Street Fighter. Was it?
Street Fighter, like making so many different fighting games where it's like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was, I think, one of their bigger games that they released, and then that's it. I mean, how many times have you heard of? I got excited for a Capcom game in the future. I mean, we have. How many? I'm looking forward to a lot of games coming up, but none of them are Capcom related games.
No, not for a while. Not for a while. Have to go way back. So yeah.
Hello. Oh, sorry, lost you there for a second.
Yeah. So not a whole lot since the 64-bit era or whatever bit. I'm not familiar with the bits. I don't remember the specs on the SNES.
Yeah. What was interesting, I actually, now that you got me actually thinking about reboots that really did work, or in some manner, not entire reboots, but like they had Metroid went with Metroid Prime, and then that made it into a first-person game, and those games absolutely rocked. And then you had a game series like Ninja Gaiden, which went from kind of a 2D side scroller to being a full 3D game, and that was a great hack and slash game that I would vote for as one of the best reboots of all time, just because it is certainly up there with of some of the best quote unquote beat 'em up games.
Right. Those are good examples there.
Are there any others that you could think of?
No, that's about it. I think we covered a good chunk of notable ones that are on our minds at the moment. But yeah, that's Resident Evil 6 for you. That's how we got into this discussion. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but just looking at the series right now, when it gets so bloated that even the fans aren't even really anticipating what the next iteration of the series is going to be, that's when you need to either give it a rest and wait long enough for people to actually start giving a damn, and then start to miss it, or just reboot the series.
Yeah, that's when you need to reevaluate what you're doing with the series. At least with Nintendo, they've been pretty consistent with the amount of Mario games they put out.
Mm-hmm. I mean, or at the very least, think about like Nintendo. They're always bringing in new quote unquote gimmicks, and the reason why Sonic's gimmicks don't really work and Mario's does, just that they utilize them well. Like Super Mario Sunshine with the whole cleaning of the BP oil spill that happened in Delfino Island that they have for the story there. It's actually worked very well into the gameplay, and that you have a fun system that is not cumbersome, where it's not just a gimmick just to sell another game, where it feels like a part of the game that was thought of at the very beginning.
Exactly. So yeah, that's all I really have on that. Do you have anything else that you want to talk about before we wrap up? I don't think we have any questions for this week, so we just wrap up a bit early. Not too early. It's still over the 2-hour mark, but it's at least not 2.5. I think like last week was.
Yeah. The only thing I can really think of is there's no questions on my end. Also, actually, just thinking about Sonic for 1 second. Have you ever played Sonic Adventures 2?
No, I have not. Well, what was that out for? I've only gone up until the early Sonic games, and all the way up until Sonic and Knuckles, and I think Sonic. I did play it over someone's house. That's Sonic on the Sega CD, which I hear is a pretty superior version, though. But no, I haven't gone that deep since Sonic and Knuckles, as I said before.
Sonic Adventures 2 is a really, really weird game where there's these rock and roll like guitar solos like going out, and they're obviously on a loop. So it's there's music like you'll play in games where there's music on a loop that goes back and forth. But when you have it with lyrics, that it makes it more painfully obvious. Like, okay, this thing is on a loop. So I don't know what's going on.
Now that I recall, I think the last thing I did play was like Sonic Racing. I do remember that game had a great soundtrack. The gameplay was all right. It was just a racing game with Sonic characters. So I didn't think it was too bad. It was. Maybe it's not as good as I think it was, and that's why maybe I should replay it again, and then I'll probably have a different thought about it. But the soundtrack to that was good. It was a great soundtrack. That's what I recall. That's what I recall from that. But
yeah, Sonic has had some very, very good music, and I think actually one of the more recent Sonic games have actually had a score composed by Tommy Tallarico, who is the conductor of Video Games Live. So
holy shit,
fun little tidbit right there. And also he did Advent Rising, which was the soundtrack for Advent Rising is absolutely phenomenal, but the game is absolute dog shit. Where we have Orson Scott Card. I don't know why Orson Scott Card's name was like plastic, like Orson Scott Cards and Advent Rising. Where if I was him, I would ask the game, the I would ask the company, which was Majesco at the time, to take off my name because that story was terrible. Like I love Ender's Game. I think that's one of the best sci-fi books of all time. And just that story in Advent Rising was terrible, and just the dialogue was horrendous. The characters felt so two-dimensional, and then you had him go on to was it Shadow Complex, where it was like basically just you're just this guy going through this facility. It was a fun game. I mean, please check it out because that is one awesome game. And
XBLA.
The universe was in. I'm sorry.
XBLA.
Yeah, XBLA, and that's just a kick-ass game. But the story was just like, okay, it's basically just this. It's basically Nathan Drake taking on Cobra from G.I. Joe. That's it. There's nothing else in that game, and so yeah. And then you have.
Sounds like my kind of game.
Yeah, it is fun while you're doing it, but it's also just so ridiculous that they want you to take the story so seriously. When it's like, okay, dude, you're basically Cobra Commander right now. I can't see anyone but Joseph Gordon-Levitt putting on a helmet and just going, "You can call me Commander," with a K, I guess. And then, but the Sonic, back to the Sonic thing. But wow, how the hell did we get here? The Sonic games, the Sonic Adventure games, they had those little like I don't know, like little plushies, like chows, I think they're called, CHAO, where they're just these like little floating things, and they always creep me out just because they seemed too innocent. Like, okay, you're trying to portray these like little things, like, oh, we love everybody, we're these little cute things, but like I've seen Gremlins, I know where this goes. All right, you're not fooling me.
As long as you don't feed them after dark, so I think it's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, that's all I've got. I'm still upset that G4 is going more GQ style, I guess. So that's too bad. I'm still distraught.
I have not seen it in a while. Is there something new that they threw in there that you saw?
Yeah, that's the direction they're going down. Apparently, it's like we're going for the more modern male audience. Just because they realize that copying Spike TV 90% of the time does not work, so they have to think of something else. Anybody working there at G4 who genuinely likes the job anymore, because it's not even close to what it originally started out as. If somebody were to start up an all video game, another all new video game channel, like I'm sure that most of those people would probably migrate over there.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, depending on the channel, if they'll learn, if they not make the same mistake as G4, then maybe we'll get a good chunk of people who are on G4 who are currently on G4 by migrating over there, because other than G4, there really isn't any other type of channel like it was before, with it covered a good portion of what people were interested, and also played games as well. So I guess I guess that's the kind of the direction that they took with it, that necessarily wasn't, in my opinion, not the best, and it's kind of becoming something else that a shadow of its former self. And there's also the the internet to compete with. There are a lot of other different avenues where you can get sort of kind of content like that that they had on G4, with skits or things like that, or people just playing games on streams and making it fun, and interactive. There's a lot of that type of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best stuff that they ever had on G4 was stuff that wasn't exactly the the highest production value, like G4TV.com, the show, or Cinematech, or Arena, where you had to. Who was that guy on Arena? The host on Arena, who's like this big hulking guy. He's like, oh, he picked up the laser gun. Oh, he's gonna get the Gatling rifle, and like everyone's like, dude, chill out. It isn't actual football. It's like, I know you have probably come from the realm of maybe rugby leagues, but damn, man, just pump the brakes.
I wish I could remember his name.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, he was one of the hosts that definitely brought some personality and charm to the world that they had there. But uh, yeah, and it's kind of hard to find that bit of energetic personality and charisma on G4 these days.
Yeah, hence why I have been watching it for a while now. But yeah, more Chobot, and I'm back in.
Yeah, exactly. Just the 24-hour Chobot channel. Just do that, and then you have an instant demographic of loyal followers.
Yeah, I think I recall something. If you follow Chobot on Twitter, I think she was gonna do some sort of gaming marathon. No, never mind. That was somebody else. I wish it was Chobot. I remember when Chobot she used to do um, like live stream shows. She was like she would play games in her house, and it would just be I think it would just be her playing the game. It wasn't anything special. It was just like a camera pointed at her. I think playing something, and it got like over a
That
thousand people watching, and understandably, I don't know why.
was it in her undies? Because if that was the case, then I could definitely understand. If that happened, then I wouldn't blame them for tuning in.
It's one of those like one of those long shirts, and nah, I wish it was those long oversized shirts that girls wear with no pants underneath.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I wish it was
Then
that,
I
but
will definitely tune in as soon as I can. So, Jobot, get that Twitter update set up because I will be there in an instant.
yeah, that was a while back. I don't know if she still has that channel up. Who knows? But yeah,
Uh,
regardless, it is what it is on G4. So uh, on that note, we should end this podcast like G4 is ending. So
yep.
um,
I hope not as unsatisfying as though.
no, I hope not either. I think this has been a pretty solid show. We covered some interesting topics in the gaming industry as a whole. Not a lot of news. I mean, out of anything was just the Cliffy B and Assassin's Creed DLC, which actually would be interested in checking out myself. It would be cool to play as George Washington, but that's asking too much. But
Mhm.
we got
That
that
would be
covered
awesome.
and other things.
Yeah. The only thing I can really think of is I would love. Did you ever hear about the script that they almost used for the sequel to? Oh, damn it! What was the Russell Crowe movie where he's a gladiator? Oh, Gladiator. Damn it. How could I not remember that movie? It's in the freaking title.
I know. Huh?
The plot had him like being resurrected by Roman gods and time traveling and fighting Nazis.
What the hell?
And that would have made one badass game. I would have loved that. So just putting it out there, ladies and germs. If any of you become video game developers, please take that idea and make a game because I will buy 1,000 copies of it.
Right. I think would be splendid to see there, and yeah, I mean, that's about it. I could quickly say I did see in the game the movie. It was a pretty good documentary. Got to see a little of the behind the scenes on what just kind of the final days of indie developers trying to get their game and be trying to get the game to sell and be on the Xbox Live Marketplace from the developers of Super Meat Boy, Phil Fish and Fez,
Hmm.
and I forgot what the other guy was, but they did a Braid, and uh, it was Braid. He did something else. I forgot. Um,
Um, what was it? I think no, he didn't do Fez. He was
well, that was Phil Fish, and then I forgot what the other guy's name was. He did Braid and some other game prior.
Jonathan Blow.
That's right.
Yeah, and he did. He's actually currently doing The Witness. I think is the new
I
game.
think
So
it's
yeah.
his new title that he's coming out with, and yeah, not a pretty good documentary, and um, say what you will about Phil Fish, but
Yeah.
he's a very passionate guy
Yeah.
about his work. So
Mhm.
I don't blame him
I
entirely.
love these. Yeah, I love these indie guys, and they're bringing some fresh blood into the industry, and I wish them all the best. And I actually have not seen the video game documentary. So is it just called Video Game the Movie?
Indie Game, the movie.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
Indie Game the Movie.
I really like the Super Meat Boy guys. I like their story. So
Mm-hmm. They seem like really enthusiastic guys and just love to have a good laugh. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
oh yeah, they're very very big fans of the medium, and then they took a lot of inspiration from the games they played, and incorporated it into Super Meat Boy. And I remember them saying they added that. I think it was either some game where there's Streets of Rage, I think, where the guy punched the chick, and I think they did that in Super Meat Boy too.
Oh, and I love the redesigned cover art they did of Super Meat Boy, where it was like supposed to look realistic, like so they had this like really awkward looking like humanoid meat man, and it just looks so weird. Or they have like the fetus, what was it? Doctor Fetus is the name of
Yeah.
the name of the bad guy, and like it looks as photorealistic as possible as you can with these characters, and it looks so disturbing. So definitely check that out, ladies and gentlemen.
Most definitely. Yeah, that's my little quick discussion there on indie game the movie. It was entertaining to watch, and yeah, I love to get more of that more of that documentary on games. You don't see a lot of those, but I like to see more because I'm very interested in the whole process of game development. And Jonathan Holmes is in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Jonathan Holmes, the man with the questionable racial background.
that's right. As Jim Sterling would like to point out, he was I think he was like interviewing Phil Fish at PAX East. So he was in there. He didn't talk to the camera or anything like they usually do. Have people in the documentary talking about a certain game and just the gaming in general. But he was in it for a brief moment.
It, well, that's awesome that we even get to have these personalities who, although some may have considered them to be in obscurity, they're becoming more popular. And Jonathan Holmes is one of those people who are, he's a very honest man and a very interesting person to interview. So definitely looking
Too
forward.
honest sometimes.
A little too honest, and well, I don't always agree with what he says on some video games, but yeah, I always appreciate his point of view. And you know who else's point of view I appreciate? Yours, Splinter,
Oh man.
is your man. Yeah,
I
buddy.
feel important. I feel like I shouldn't say the wrong thing. It might
Well,
skew the the future of video games forever.
please, well, just make sure that when you do it for the good of all mankind, and make sure that we get that Gladiator video game sequel out there sometime.
We'll do. So, yeah. Wrapping up here, and I'll be trying to wrap up for the last 10 minutes here. Um, episode 115. We're halfway to 130, which will be having the big contest and giving away Bloody Thumb shirts from
Mm-hmm.
the great, based off the great design from Dranson. So look out for that, and follow us on Twitter at Splinter47, and CH Gorog is at CH _Gorog.
Underscore.
That's right.
Big old underscore. Mm-hmm.
And all the other goodness on my old YouTube channel, which I'll post a link to in the show notes. I'm doing more videos on there, so keep a lookout. I did see your comment on the Donkey Kong video I did. Much
Yeah.
appreciated. So we'll continue.
Those damn bees.
Those damn bees, man.
As Nicolas Cage would say, not the bees, not the bees.
I can't believe I didn't come up with that reference when I saw those bees in that game. I might use it for the next one. That inspired, but
Yeah, you can get drunk off of the power of Nicolas Cage quotes. In fact, using the bee reference, you might get a little buzzed.
there
There we are.
see what you did there. So So yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in live, and also for listening at right now. Once this is all edited nice, you get this as well as the video version. Once I get the hang of this the streaming thing, I'll probably incorporate some videos on the live stream as well. But it's a whole big logistics thing, so I don't want to risk getting flagged on YouTube at all. So I guess I'll just stick with our logo on the video for the live stream for now, or unless we do some sort of webcam thing, and maybe that'll help. But they can't copyright our faces.
Hmm. Yes, well, we've got Drance's artwork to depict our faces. I mean, you look strikingly similar to Agent 47, and I look strikingly similar to a big white circle with 2 blue dots.
Yeah, I think if to make it work, I should shave my head, and you should just print out a white circle with 2 blue eyes and put it over your face. That's the Halloween version.
And I'll just get a paper plate and duct tape it to my forehead.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's something we'll do on Halloween.
Oh man!
All right. So thanks everyone for listening. What were you gonna say?
I was just saying, check us out on iTunes as well, and submit questions to us on the group page on Spill.com.
Oh yes, that's 2 important things right there. And also, if you sticked around long enough, be sure to also, if you haven't already, or I don't even know I was gonna go there, but if you have, thank you. And if you haven't, go to audibletrial.com/Buddy Thumbs.
You got nothing to lose. Nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose, only to gain.
It's free.
You get a free audiobook when you sign up, and you did that too, CH. You got your nice free audiobook to test out the service.
Yeah, and every month I get a free credit to download another song, and those songs are for me to keep. So for all the games that I'm sorry, not all the games, all the audiobooks that you download are yours to keep forever. And it's a free credit, so really you're getting so much content for free. Even if you don't, buy credit or put in money every month, you get a free credit, and you can download a audiobook of your choosing. So just it's whatever you think, whatever audiobook you want to download, go ahead and do it because it's free.
Yeah, fantastic service, and nothing to lose, and it helps us too. So we're gonna. I'm already have set aside using the compensation we got from Audible for the contests. So if you want more contests, check out the audibletrial.com/Buddy Thumbs.
Absolutely, yeah. So please help us out and submit any comments or questions you have to our group page.
Bombastic.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, thanks for listening, guys. I am Sprinter47 signing off.
And I am CH Gorog, wishing you all a fantastic day, and I'll see you later, Mugs. Yeah, see?
Good one.
Thank you.
Had to throw in the 40s in there.
Oh, of course. Are you kidding me? I felt like I was compelled at the very last second, like, okay, we covered all the bases for every episode that we've done so far. So it's like, okay, we talked about Nicolas Cage, we got Christopher Walken quotes in there,